Welcome back to Go Fuck Yourself.
My vibration is just fine.
With Ken and Debbie, and we hope you enjoyed the last episode on spiritual bypassing, which rocked our world. Well, rocked mine when I realized that we're all life bypassing. So, hierarchy is what we're talking about today.
Yeah, I've had a few people say that they wanted us to get into the hierarchy topic. So much. Our brains are just spinning right now trying to think of a place to land to even start on this. Because, yeah, it's so much.
I have one.
Okay.
Ready? Just came to me.
All right.
I know the chakra system exists.
Right.
It's not my main form of using it, but it's one way I connect and talk to people about their body and their energy. I don't like how that is a hierarchy of structure, because we see it going vertically.
Yes.
With your intuition or your third eye being really high, and your crown being the thing that connects you to deity and divine energy being at the top.
Yes.
That goes into higher self for me, which higher self means it's above you. And even hierarchy exists in our own the way we perceive ourselves and our brain or our higher self being above our body.
Yes.
And I always, I don't say that like I always do. One of the ways I approach this is, what if you're the little microchip inside of you that is your Bluetooth that receives a message from the divine? What if that sits in your lower gut?
Well, yeah, because, until like doing some classes recently, I that's what they tell you, right? Like you start to do all this stuff and you get into the beginner stuff. So of course, beginner stuff is the chakras, and then it goes more into energy and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then I'm not getting stuff. What is wrong with me? I'm not getting, well, because I was imagining everything in my head, at the top of my head, in between my eyebrows.
Yep.
I totally was not listening to my gut, which is where intuition mostly resides, right? So, it set me back so much. I could have been so much farther ahead. I don't like that either.
I know it feels
in my process.
Yep.
I would have been farther along in my own process if I hadn't been taught that way. Yep. And the bottom, which is your grounding root, that's meant, people look at it as like it's lower. It's not as important because it's down at the bottom, and it's the most important.
So I think this is really fascinating, because I didn't, when we brought this up and we were talking about it, we pulled runes for it just because we're still doing that today. I wasn't quite sure where to go with this, but I feel like the funny thing is that the spiritual and life bypassing that we talked about last time would be what you're talking about right now. So everything below your heart chakra, and the things that connect you to the earth star or the earth chakra, right? All the grounding things, all the earth things, all the physical things, are the things that we see very low value for in our current culture, right? Because we don't want to live in those low vibrations, because sex is a low vibration for people.
I don't know who. I know.
Hold on, right? If sex is, this is a T-shirt somewhere. if sex is a low vibration for you, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
or you don't have the right partner.
Right. Or because you're not paying attention to the three lower ones, that they're out of alignment and whatever, and that is why it is not for you. But funny enough that you brought up that, because every time I'm off or whatever, it's one of those three. One of those three all the time. Has been for years. I have to keep circling back and there's that word again, like reworking, like
activating, balancing,
rebalancing.
Yep.
Because they're more closed off or shut down or whatever. So I didn't. That was good. We're talking about hierarchy, and then it goes into that. Well, but it makes complete sense. So
there's you've had a soul map reading from me, and so I'm very grateful and appreciative for having that tool presented to me, and it's a tool I use. And in the original schematic for the person who received the information, it shows a central column. And the bottom is like liter, well, it's actually, I think, Hama. So your energy body, your physical body, then your liter, which is kind of like your kundalini energy, kind of. So all of those things are at the bottom, and at the very top is your Godhigidya, which is your priest or priestess, the part of you, the Bluetooth chip in you that receives information. So because I have such a problem with hierarchy and the structure, I even having it show up in that with the priest or priestess being at the top, I was like, oh no. This doesn't fit for me. It doesn't work.
Right.
So I don't like that it looks like a ladder.
Right.
That gives importance to things, because even if that's not how it is meant, in our current culture, when we see things in a top 10 list, number 1 is at the top and number 10 is at the bottom. So we automatically add value or place value judgment on lists because we always put number 1, most high importance, at the top.
Right.
So we began by discussing, before we started recording, hierarchy in terms of the macro, so the big cultural, but this is where I get irritated, is how it shows up in our micro, in us, and we still allow our higher self to be at the top of the list, and even at the top of the structure. But I think most of us, I don't want to generalize that, but ask yourself this question: where is your higher self within your body? Most people will say it's outside of their body. It's not part of them. It's not. It doesn't hold a direct place in the body. It's this perfect being that is good and makes the best decisions and knows what's best and is and it's outside of our body. And because it's outside of our body, and I'm trying to get to that place,
or I can call it in every now and then.
When it's beneficial for me. And I can also use it. Well, I just didn't listen to my higher self. I'm sorry I slapped you. Oh, I should have listened to my higher self.
I'm going to use that next time. Sorry I decked your ass. Oops.
Oh.
My higher self was not with me. Dang it. I'm so sorry.
My higher self I left at home. Sorry. My higher self was off, like, feeding the poor. God. So, Jesus. So, I think it is funny, though, because, we talk about, and I think you mentioned it last time, and I've mentioned it before. It's still a pig, just with different lipstick. So, talking about these structures that do create love and light being outside of us, or do create this idea that something up here is higher and a higher vibration is better And even talking in those terms separates us from the right now, and, going back to last time, adds to our constant look at how we are deficient.
Yes.
And so hierarchy just kind of continues to add to that.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
But
we also talked about, like, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what anything without a hierarchy would look like.
Yep.
And you can get to the most openest, freest, whatever group ever.
Yep.
And there is still going to be a hierarchy. We as human beings do not know how to operate, function without a hierarchy system.
Yeah. Well, I think I mentioned it too. Like, we leave the church, we come over here, and we're like, I'm going to create something opposite. And then all of a sudden you end up being the leader of the cult.
Yes. Yes.
Well, how did I do that? I was doing it differently.
Yeah.
Actually.
Or, because you couldn't think and decide for yourself, you're the follower in the cult. And then once the cult gets broke up and raided by the FBI with guns and whatever, and you didn't drink the Kool-Aid, you're like, oh, well, how did I get there?
Yeah.
Which again goes back to spiritual bypassing, life bypassing. What do you mean? How did you get there? What do you mean? Like, what, I don't know.
You're, when, when someone tells me, you can't tell my future, or what is my future? I'm like, well, just look at your past, because you're going to make the same decisions over and over unless you're super aware that I'm actually seeing a pig, not the color of lipstick, because no matter what the color of lipstick, it's still a pig.
Right.
So understanding that, believe me, okay, for all of you pig lovers, I love bacon, I love pigs. This is not, please don't think it's negative about pigs.
Nothing against pigs.
Nothing against pigs. I want to go back to what you just said. So you said, unless you can decide for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So we did pull runes today, and we pulled Berkana, which is the rune of the mother, growth, nurturing, but also discernment in what do you care for and what do you cull.
Mm-hmm.
The next rune was Perth, or Perto, which is going internally. It's the mysteries, it's going inside, but it's also not taking yourself too seriously.
Yes.
And then the third one was Ewaz, which is the workhorse, which is about intention and you telling the horse which way to go. So when you said, when you mentioned that, I thought of those runes because maybe instead of going up, we should, the concept shouldn't be going up, it should be going in.
Yes.
Right? And so maybe if we can shift the idea of hierarchy to be Innerarchy?
Yeah.
I don't know. That is, yeah. Well, there's going to be some anarchy.
Yeah.
Wait, analarchy or anarchy?
Anarchy.
Analarchy would probably be the same thing as going as Innerarchy. But, oh my God, that's a t-shirt. We're totally doing analarchy t-shirt because people are going to look at it and go, wait, hold on. What does that say? Analarchy. That's my fucking favorite word. Analarchy.
New word, write it down, you'll forget.
I'm going to write it down because I'm actually going to go look it up when we're done and see if it actually means anything. Also, what I love about what came out in the runes is that you and I had initially talked about, I went into a rant. Okay, I went into an exploration about how hierarchy looked in feudalism and in the times of where the king owned all the land and then the people below him split that up, and then it kept splitting up until you had the landowner, but then you had the people that work the land.
Yes.
And I had also said that kind of in medieval times when it was kind of necessary for a growth of the human culture, and I'm going to say growth, and some of you are going to be like, fuck off, but just hang with me for a second. Growth of technology, growth of everything that we have now, it was potentially necessary. Now, the challenge is that, I think my challenge with it is it now has also become a hierarchy, where it's male dominated. It's a patriarchal hierarchy.
Right.
Versus being something where you, as a woman, can make the same amount as me, but right now, even you make 70% of what I would if we had the same job, right? Which is horse shit. It's horse shit, y'all. It's horse shit. You have to go the shit. You can't, you can't just say shit. It's like shit.
Got it.
So next time you're down at the gas station here at Grantsville, you can, how y'all doing?
I'll use that.
Yep, I think you should. So.
But that can also look like the other way. Like, I don't know. I mean, they're just stories. I don't know of an actual culture that's like this, but
Wonder Woman, where she
extreme feminism or matriarchy or whatever could be bad too. It's not, like, oh, let's rule the world. And I know women personally that treat men like dog shit, and they objectify them, and they do all kinds of horrid stuff, which, there just needs to be balance. Like, why does it have to be one extreme or the other? Like, what, it's crazy.
One of the things I think that triggered for me, triggered not in a traumatic sense, but when you were talking about that, women objectifying men.
Uh-huh.
I love that. I know probably a lot more men than they would care to accept and say verbally. Who, you know what? If you want to be in charge, go fucking ahead. I will. You just tell me when to show up and drop my drawers, and then I go. And you're in charge. I don't have to worry about being in charge. Great. Because I think it's gotten so far to the one side that we now expect men to do that, but not every man wants to do that. And just like if it were the extreme opposite, not every woman wants to take on that role of being in charge and being responsible. So we've kind of swung, the pendulum has kind of swung, the opposite way.
So with that too, like I know, especially the generation older than me, right? Mm-hmm. Those women, they run the show. They manage everything. They manage the household. They manage the husband's career. Some women are even picking out their husband's clothes on what to wear or whatever. Yep. So he gets all the glorification and justification for it. And then the women stay at home, stay in the background, whatever. But also they're like, I don't want to make another fucking decision. And I am tired of managing your life.
Yep.
Like, don't make me make another fucking, so there's that too.
Yep.
And it's all that, like, he's put on the pedestal and the crowning whatever, and then he left to his own devices. If something were to happen to his wife, you would see the wreck that is his life, their lives.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I think, and to help, what's the phrase? Behind every great man, behind every good man is a great woman, or something like that.
Yeah. But
we even said that to give them credit, but they don't get credit for it.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for the words, but like, give me equal pay.
Right.
Or like,
and why am I behind you? Instead of the side of you.
Yes. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And I think that's where like, that was what they were expected to do.
Right.
And did you ever watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Mm-mm.
It's good if you watch it. She's it's like 1940s New York. They're Jewish. The first episode, I died, but I know this is true, and I can see it. They go to bed. He gets into bed. She lays in bed next to him, full makeup.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to sleep, she gets up, goes in, washes her face, takes off all of her makeup, and then gets back in bed. And then before he wakes up, she gets up, goes in, does her hair, does her makeup, so that when he wakes up, she's all perfectly put together and you never see anything different.
Right.
And I thought, oh my God, there are some women who did that because It was
Well,
almost expected.
it was in magazines.
Yeah.
Like how to make sure don't talk to him when he gets home because he's had a hard day at work.
Yeah.
You know, make sure there's something always cooked and ready. Make sure your makeup's done and your whatever you're wearing is pristine and ironed and starched and you know, have something sweet baked and I mean, it's ridiculous. But and we've came away from that a little bit, but also not. It just looks different. You know what I mean? Like women aren't necessarily worried about the makeup and such, but there's other aspects to it.
I mean, we still have the concept of trophy wife, right?
Oh God,
trophy wife or trophy husband or arm candy.
Yeah, sugar daddy.
Like shit. If all I had to, no, I actually wouldn't even. I couldn't be arm candy because I don't work out enough. I don't have. I mean, I think I have abs underneath my beer belly, but which is not beer; it's root beer. Belly. I think this is a fascinating topic because it goes back to why is Utah one of the biggest plastic surgery spenders?
Right.
Is it to feel good about ourselves, or is it because it's all about the perfect family?
Oh yeah. Right? Oh yeah.
Which is about that show as well. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's hilarious. It is the perfection. Now, I'm going to pause us for a second to let you all know that it was between this and shadow work, which I think is fucking hilarious. So, as we were talking about shadow work, one of the things that came up was we're talking about Carl Jung, who was, kind of the founder,
the go-to guy.
Right, about that. So
I think he coined the term.
I think he did. Yeah. So, and the way he had described it in terms of the definition was the things that we put away so that or the things that we don't think about so that we can show the presentation that we want to show. So the idea of suppressing or changing, and that started out as for us as very young children. Like I remember being, it was made very clear to me a couple of things as a young child of what was what was appropriate and what not. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a little boy, you don't pretend we're gonna laugh at this, and you might make me cry, but because you're making fun of me. I'm just kidding. I remember telling my dad, I think I was probably 5 or 6, and we were walking home from my grandparents' house, and he said, "What'd you do today?" I'm like, "Oh, well, my cousin and I were playing." I was 5, I don't know, And he said, "Well, what did you play?" I said, "Well, we were playing Dukes of Hazzard." He's like, "Oh, well, who were you?" And I was like, "Well, I was Daisy." And he's like, "But there were 2 of you, and you're both boys, so you could have been Bo and Luke." And I'm like, "Yeah." And in that moment, I knew
that you weren't supposed to do that.
Right. Even though that has nothing to do with anything, but I knew it wasn't acceptable. So that part of me got shifted over here and put into what, Jung would look at as the shadow, the things that we know are unacceptable or unacceptable to people around us or unacceptable to us. And we kind of put that over here.
Right.
So I think it's interesting to kind of look at this concept of to get higher. It's interesting. I think we're seeing this now. To get higher the ladder is to be able to manage our shadow better, so that we look as normal as possible. So, I think we see that that's falling apart.
Yeah. I was just going to say, what does that even look like anymore? Like, I guess I'm not in the loop on trendy or any of that. I wouldn't even begin to tell you what the normal American family looked now. Like, you used to have a picture of it, right? Like in the 50s and 60s and 70s, even 80s and 90s.
Yep.
You could say, oh, well, the normal family is X, Y, and Z. Now, you don't, like, what is that?
Yeah.
What does that even look like?
Well,
nobody knows.
For you and I, family ties.
Yeah.
With Michael J. Fox. What was the other one with the Seavers? Like, they were still a nuclear family, having the mom and dad. No one was divorced.
Right.
So we still saw that propaganda, which it was propaganda in the 50s. If you look it up, there's a little documentary done by PBS showing they were American government propaganda ads combating communism by showing us this is what a father looks like, this is what a mother looks like, these are what the children look like, and these are what they do within the family. This is your role. So, but I think what's happening now is, well, the Diddy stuff, right? Like, people are repressing our, and I'm not even going to say, I don't even think that is acceptable, to beat other people unless they pay you to do that to them. All of the shit that is coming out, like Epstein, like, people are losing their shit because they are having to feed this shadow. And because we see it as bad, we keep it repressed. And we pay people to not talk about, we pay prostitutes, or we pay our, drug people to, like, keep these parts of us repressed that we're not really dealing with, and we don't see. So people who, it's the downfall. It's the downfall of the system of normal. So maybe hierarchy has something to do with homogenous culture and normal, and the hierarchy, is kind of coming down because the people that we're putting in charge are no longer the pillar of what is right and good and just.
Yeah.
And they're not the people who are going to run into the burning building.
Absolutely.
So right now, I think we're, those people that we've seen, which now it can become very acceptable to be, not this, and it's a lot of pressure to be the pillar of anything, right?
Jesus, right.
So we just have to be normal, but what, that, maybe that's where hierarchies kind of starting to come apart, and where it maybe will, or maybe it's, the structure is just fucked up because whoever we're putting at the top, people are going to see, oh, that's how I get to the top. And so if they're very not self-aware, they're going to do the things that person did to get to the top. And so it's just messy. Sorry, that was a really, like, giant of thought.
Yeah, but so it's hard, like I said, I can't even imagine what society would look like without a hierarchy. Because on the other side of that, though, like, yes, the people were put in charge and all that other stuff, but I mean, you just walk through Walmart. People are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they need to be in check somehow. And I'm not talking about because they're wearing, nothing and walking into Walmart and whatever. Who cares? But it's the craziness and, like, the violence and the going after people and the kids and all that other stuff. Like, I don't think the world's ready to not have a hierarchy. A great deal of people in the world are not ready to not have a hierarchy.
I mean, so
it does serve its purpose to an extent. But I don't think it needs to be in everything in life.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be in every fucking job, in every school, in every whatever. Like, where do you go that there's not? What do you do that there's not a hierarchy? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it needs to be that. Obviously, nobody's going to agree. There's not one size fits all anything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But we do have to have rules and stuff in place just to keep people in check because, and some people do need to be in check, you know?
We need rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a set of guidelines for interacting with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed upon. Which we can't even do that now because people, when you sign your driver's license thing, you agree that you will obey all of the traffic signs, including speed limit. Mm-hmm. But none of us do.
No.
So we kind of pick and choose which ones we all then
exactly
want to follow, right? So do we have too many rules?
I don't know. There's something amiss because you brought up traffic thing. I don't know if you've seen or not. There was a road rage incident on Main, and some guy got his jaw broken because this car was honking at him, doing whatever. They kept riding his ass, so he steps out, and the wife is in the car in front of him. She's looking at a rearview mirror, and the passenger got the passenger of the car that was doing the honking and you know whatever got out and cold clocked that guy, broke his jaw. He has a freaking infection now, all kinds of stuff. They transferred him to a better ER. And that's not, I mean, you hear one of those almost on the daily or almost weekly for sure, if not on the daily. So we have all this hierarchy in place, but you have shit like this that's just getting worse and worse. And then I'm like, well, is it getting worse or is it just because media is so rapidly spread? Stuff is so spread fast and so much. Is it that? And because there's a lot more people in the world now than there was a while ago? Or is it really getting that bad?
Yeah.
How do you know? You don't know. And because bad news, I hate to say that, but like, you know, the fear, anything that strikes fear gets more looks and clicks and reviews than anything else. So is that why? Because people don't click on the love story or the person that read or, you know, I saved a bird and he lived or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't sell. So correct. Is that why you're not hearing about it? Yep. Like, who's to say? Who knows? Why? I don't know. It's crazy.
I feel like we may have outgrown hierarchy as it stands.
Yes. That's
because as you're talking, I'm thinking about, okay, if there were fewer people. So I went down that rabbit hole for a second, and where it came to was, I can only imagine. So this is me putting my filters onto this, but if we lived, you know, even 200 years ago, we didn't have time to be fucking around.
I've thought about that too. Yes. Yes.
And we needed each other.
Yes.
And we even if it was because you did the hard labor, we needed each other.
Yeah.
Now we have such a lack of connection between people, I think, or not even. It's not even a lack of connection. It's a lack of awareness and acknowledgement of connection that we see that, well, I don't need you. I just go to Walmart and get my food. Like, right. You know, whatever. I can just have Amazon delivered. We don't need each other. So there's a lack of respect in that. So, how do we function now when we don't need each other? So because we don't need each other, we haven't figured out how to see the value in everybody without needing them.
Yeah, which is gross when you think about it. Like
it
it's
feels
sad.
it's not, yeah,
It's sad.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep. I don't need you.
But we already know it's sad, and we already know it's coming to a head because everybody can feel it.
Yeah.
Everybody can feel it. Like it's out of control at this point.
Yeah. Literally, if you are making shoes, and this was not that long ago, out of people's skin because you saw them as being less than and more like animals, that's a mess. And we still are fighting to have basic respect for all humans. And I don't get that. I know. But we've also been on the other end of it. You and I have been on the other end of it. We haven't always been on the hierarchy level. We've been looked down upon, and so we have a little bit of a different perspective.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's something's going to happen. That's for sure. It can't keep going the way it is.
Well, in France, right, off with our heads. They went for it. They took all the aristocracy, right, and guillotined them, and then maybe took it a little too far. But the people got sick of it, and they're like, "We're not doing this anymore."
Right.
And they took them all out. And again, if we were to do that, going back to the last episode, we would still put a pig in the pigsty.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how to do anything else.
Right.
So how does, what is I guess acknowledging what hierarchy is good for, or how it serves us, and then how it doesn't, is maybe part of the place to start. And and that, like with these runes, is about you knowing what to take care for and what to call, you going internally, and then you making decisions. It's not about, like, we all have to do that on a individual level. With everything. It can't
like,
be,
just because your teacher said so doesn't make it so. Just because your pastor said so doesn't make it so. I mean, because your government official said so doesn't make it. No. And what's good for one person is not good for their neighbor.
Yeah.
What that one person is excited about, the neighbor's like, "Oh, that just fucked me hard. Like, what am I going to do?" You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's amazing that you talked about King Arthur, Romans, and all that. And the issues at hand have not changed in how many hundreds of years.
Yep.
Have not changed. They look different, and there's a few little, different, but the basis of all the issues are still the fucking same. And to me, it just, like, it hurts my brain to even think about. And I'm like, oh, we're so progressive. We're so, because we can, technology and blah, blah, blah. But at the core of humanity, it's disgusting how far we have not moved at all. Like, maybe one step, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, we're known for all these advancements, and look at all this tech. Who the fuck cares? In the long run, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
The issues are still the same.
Yeah.
I don't get, like, AI and all these walking, talking robots and all that shit that they're coming out with, and what you can do with all that stuff. It's, who the fuck cares? Like, why are we working on that and not all this other shit that's going on?
Yeah.
Is that spiritual bypassing? Fuck yeah, it is. Because you're like, oh, I'm not going to worry about humanity. I'm going to go do this. Is it an issue of control? Because they think, oh, I can control the data. I can control the technology and then make myself climb the ladder way faster by doing all this stuff. Yeah. It's just, it's sad. It's sad, and it's gross, and it blows my mind to think about. Shit's changed, but nothing's fucking changed.
Well, and I can see when we start talking about it in these terms, life is tough. No wonder people want to bypass life. No wonder people want to bypass, spiritually bypass things, because they want to escape they want to escape the uncomfortableness and the things that are hard about this life. I'm sure as shit that our ancestors were like, I'm fucking tired of like pulling rocks out of this ground every year to plant new crops, right? Like my grandparents had to do that.
Right.
And that was only, I knew them, you know? So, I can see why spiritual bypassing and all these love and light things that we're railing against and then discussing, are big things, because of course no one wants to, it's hard work. And I know that there are a lot of people who ultimately end up going, I can't make a difference. So it's hopeless. Of course I'm going to dissociate and check out.
Right.
But we can't. Sorry. Let me rephrase that.
But we
not
shouldn't. I don't like that word.
I know. See,
you can't should all over yourself.
Well, and then if I say that, so let's just say I become elected god of the planet, and I say, sorry, you can't do any spiritual bypassing or life bypassing. You are required to embrace life fully, the challenges and the joys. It's just dictating.
Right.
I'm not giving anybody...
Fuck you. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
Go fuck yourself. God
of the planet. I don't give a shit. You're not the boss of me.
Right. So...
Or that whole just rebel. Just because you're told to do something, that's me. What? Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Just because you told me, now I'm not going to fucking do it. Yeah. I would have done it, but now that you told me to do it, I ain't going to fucking do it. Yeah. Yes. Fuck you.
Don't tell me what to do. Yes. And I think that's a really interesting idea too, because I think that comes, we see that expressed in generation to generation to generation, right? Like, I know some of these younger folks, they're like, you're half a century old. You should just check out. You should just jump the planet. You know, like, you don't have the intelligence. You don't have the ability to interact with technology like we do. We don't really have any use for you. And that's kind of true when it comes to interacting with those things. And because our the way I understand it, so look this up for yourself, but the way I understand it, our neuroplasticity, our ability to break and reform bonds that create new neural pathways, right? Yeah. So basically, the ability for us to change our mind becomes less and less and less the older we get. Older, yeah. Right? So...
But here, okay, so you're right, and I'm sorry I interrupted, but I had to say it right then. They say science has proven that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't like repeating that, because just because somebody did one test, we all know tests can go from whatever, and according to who does the test is the results are going to get.
Yep.
So I don't like saying that, because bullshit. Like, you don't know that for a fact, and maybe it could be. So let's not stigmatize that because you're a certain age.
Yep.
And maybe it's because I am getting older that I'm so stickler on this, that it can or can't be done.
Well, I think, yes, I think you have to be aware that if you don't work on it, you will be stuck in that.
Right.
At 50, I can change my mind. I can change my way I'm thinking, but it is an active engagement with it that allows me to do that.
Right.
Most people just coast.
Right. Well, and then they check out. I know for, like, my own dad checked out a long time ago. And because our lives are getting so much longer, like our generation, we don't know what to do with 60, 70, and 80 years. Like, how do you act? What do you do? Because we're not like our parents or our grandparents. No. You know what I mean? Like, I think back and I'm like, oh my God. Like, in looking at pictures, I got these pictures right here and I'm trying to separate them, get rid of the albums and just keep the pictures. And you're like, oh, so that's my grandparents. They would have been 40 and 50 in this picture. Holy shit, they look fucking old. You know what I mean? And it's like, so I think the generation before us, they gave it up, rolled over and died when they hit 50 and 60, you know?
Yeah.
And now, and not all, like you do see those inspiration videos of grandma freaking lifting barbells and shit like that, which is amazing. Or one was doing like I don't even know what it's called. It has the 2 bars and then, anyway, flipping and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
The Golden Girls.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be in their 50s.
I am older than the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
When they were filming that show.
Yes.
Right.
So they were supposed to be like the age we are now, but I don't see myself like that. There's no fucking way.
No.
And
the haircut, the short hair with the rat tail. Oh my God.
So, And so, it's interesting to think about what that looks like. And also, so this goes into the hierarchy, I think, a little bit. They were taught, and I was taught also, respect your elders.
Yes.
And the people who are older have more wisdom, and we should respect that. There are times where I catch myself pulling that. I don't say it.
Oh, I said it to my nephew a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
I'm your elder.
Yeah.
Respect me.
Yes.
It was in a joking manner, but still, yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, you're a little bitch. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, first of all, I look like Santa, which I know that we love saying, but I look like Santa. So for any other fucking reason than you want what you want for Christmas, you should be nice to me. But it's like there was at least somewhat. I was taught respect for my elders.
Yeah.
Not people a year or two older than me, but my dad, my grandparents, for sure. And so we were taught to not talk back. We were taught to do all those things, which is very much the rules that we were talking about earlier, how to do this. But now
it's so bad.
And so I try to break that. I try to break that for myself, because when someone younger does that, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, first of all, I'm okay if you want to have a discussion about this, sure.
Right.
But don't dismiss me and disrespect me because you are trying to have a pissing match with me,
right,
to take over. Because guess what? I'm actually not in charge of anything but myself.
Right.
So if you think you're getting any power out of this situation, go fuck yourself.
Right.
And like, I've got a thing or two to teach you. So, Jesus, fucking hate it. And at my age, we're not meant to be keeping up with that age group. They're meant to be the ones doing things. We hold the wisdom and we teach them as they go, and then they're the ones who level it up, right? Like we're supposed to. I think that's kind of how it's supposed to go, or that's how it should work. You know, we've
what
learned,
it should look like in a roundabout. Yeah.
But now with technology moving so quickly, of course we don't. I don't know. And in fact, if I see one of those fucking video ads on YouTube that say, if you're over 40 and you're using AI for rewriting your resume, teenagers are building businesses based upon blah, 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 and you should too. Take our 40-day course. And I'm all, fuck off. Like, fuck off.
Right.
Quit telling me I'm deficient.
Yes.
I'm just sick of that. But anyway, so sorry. Whew. Ran it sidetrack. This idea of top down, when we lived on, I call it hippie commune. We moved up there and we were accepted to live there because we had, specifically Tate had a background in agriculture and growing. They wanted people who could live there, who would work the land, who would do this stuff, but they specifically told us, we want people that we don't have to tell them what to do. We don't have to show them what to do. They already know what to do.
Right.
And we come together as a group and say, these are the projects that need done. Who's going to be on this team and who's going to be in charge of it? And then you just do it. Great. Until we started doing things and they would come home and go, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm building this because we talked about it. well, that's not really what I envisioned for that. I'm like, well, you're not in charge of this project or
Right.
whatever. And I'm still paying rent. It's not like we're not all paying rent here.
Right.
And so what is it? And but it started happening, and then it happened over and over, where it was like, no, you still want to be in charge because you
Right.
own this land. You own the land. You want to be in charge. You still want to be able to call the shots. I don't know. I think it's going to take a lot for us to start forming like even smaller communities where we can self-govern because it's not one person making the rules. Maybe that's the next shift of this as we move into how do we really manage and create rules and things based upon many people or a representation of people, not just one, right? And I think we kind of see that in our government where we think that the president has ultimate control, but the way our government is structured is that the power is separated into branches so that not one person has it.
Right.
And so the other branches of the government, we have these groups of people who are supposed to be helping make laws and all those things to help the country. And I think we don't understand that. We don't see it as well. And so that might be the next, growth for us is seeing how do we manage everyone through like a group, not just one person making the decisions.
Right.
I don't know.
But then also, like, you have the Karens that are so worried about what everybody's doing and cannot handle not being in control of something in their lives and have to micromanage others,
Yeah.
It's just, there's no one size fits all. I don't know the answers. I know what's going on now is not working.
Yeah.
But how to improve or whatever, I'm at a total loss because there's just so much into it, the generational stuff, the technology stuff, the religious beliefs and backgrounds, the schooling beliefs and backgrounds, and all kinds of stuff, cultural stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of it. It's crazy. I don't like hierarchy, but I understand why we have it. Also, it's not working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've outgrown it for sure. I think like the runes are really interesting. I'm gonna go back to that. I think we can finish on these, but going internally, figuring out what works for you and what you need is how you're going to then be able to figure out and have an opinion about how you want things done. Now, that is going to require us to not life or spiritual bypass.
Right.
That is going to require us, but because also part of that is that we have to take responsibility. And if people don't want to take responsibility for themselves, they're going to stay stuck in, well, I'll do whatever they say because I can then bitch about what they've done.
Right.
And because I don't have to say anything about it. Which would not be Anarchy, which I'm coming back to real quick. Because I just looked at my paper. So we're going to have to, I think, I think it's necessary to do a little bit of self-reflection and be self-aware enough to be able to be able to engage in how does this need to look going forward.
Right. But also, like, I think people have no clue on okay, not everybody, but the vast majority have no clue. They're just, well, I'm just going to follow what the Kardashians are doing.
Yep.
And that's going to be my lifestyle. That's going to be I'm going to say I'm an individual and then run my mouth on every social media platform about how, individualized I am, but I'm following this trend and doing these things and doing this stuff.
Yep.
And not thinking for myself because in this day and age, like, especially like my son and younger, they don't even know what that looks like to not be having shit come at you 24/7 in advertisements and celebrity and this and video and all that. Like, they don't even know what a world looks like not having all that shit come at you.
Right.
It's scary, really, when you think about it. Like,
they have no idea.
No. And the out of touch with reality part of that is we're already seeing the ramifications of that, right? Though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without us actively knowing what we want as a species,
Mm-hmm.
our evolution may be so here's my thought. I can't deal with as much information coming at me as they have coming at them and as I have coming at me.
Right.
Right. So if they learn to, then, or if they learn that that's not going to work, right? Their brains and their capacity are going to be shaped by what is coming at them.
Mm-hmm.
So our evolution may be dictated by that.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing the other day, yesterday, because I said, and a couple people were on their phone and texting with their thumbs, and I'm like, do you think we're going to grow really like longer thumbs because they need to be longer to be able to hit all the points of the screen? And the person kind of laughed at me, and I was like, we might. Our thumbs might be longer by in 300 years so that they can touch the screens or whatever. And then I thought, well, we won't be doing that in 10 years. We'll just be thinking it and it'll be appearing on the screen.
Mm.
So is there even time for evolution? Are we able to evolve to handle what we're doing, what we're creating? And will that then shape our evolution? I don't know. Because now it seems like, if we're going to kind of keep on hierarchy for just a second, hierarchy is now how much hierarchy is the top of the hierarchy is information or distribution of information. Maybe some of it. I don't know. Like,
it seems to me,
if you can control the information.
Yes. And control the information.
Yep.
Money.
Deep rabbit holes.
Yeah, all that. That's what, you know what I mean? And that's what people are aspiring to because it looks glamorous.
Yeah.
I think if we go back to where we started with the chakras, if people were to disconnect and actually put time and effort into the first three, it would balance some things out quite a bit and a lot.
Yeah. Yes. There,
to where there might be, you know what I mean? But we're with everything. We're bypassing the body itself. Nobody lives in their body anymore.
Correct.
I shouldn't say nobody, but you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We've talked about that class.
Yeah.
Where in your body do you feel that? I feel it up here, outside of myself.
In here.
Bitch, you weren't even in your fucking body. You're not even in there. Don't tell me where. Don't answer my question with outside of your body when I'm like, where in your body? We're going to talk that. So listen, at my celebration of life years from now, when we're burning my body on a funeral pyre, sending me to Valhalla, please bring up that story.
I am.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Guess who's now not in his body as I'm burning? Thank you. Yes. Any final thoughts?
I think we skipped around and not all of that was about hierarchy, but it all leads to it. Just follow the road. Follow the road. It'll all go back to hierarchy at some point or another.
Yes.
Just go down the rabbit hole like we did. And it all leads to that. It all leads to that.
Yeah. I mean, just don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah. Or you can.
I mean, you can.
It's on you. Think for yourself. How's that? Think for yourself and decide whether or not to eat the yellow snow.
Yep. I want to say, I think that what we've done and what we end up doing is showing how interconnected all of these themes are.
Yes.
And how you can't just touch on one without...
And have it be a straight...
Yes. It touches all these other things and affects so many other things that the complexity of life and how we engage with it is dense.
Yeah.
And we don't understand that. We don't even begin to see that.
Right.
Yet.
Right.
So, and it goes out across something in a horizontal, not in
up
an
and
up
down.
and down. Yeah. Had to finish that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's it?
That's it.
Okay, so don't forget, you guys, if someone tells you that your vibration is too low, you can just tell them,
Go fuck yourself.
My vibration
is just fine.